Welcome to another bonus episode here. We got a little bit of a bonus treat for you guys of the Brand A Marketing Podcast. I'm Devin Goff, founder and CEO of Brand A Marketing Agency, where we elevate charter schools through expert branding and innovative marketing solutions. Today, OMG. Now, y'all know, y'all just been getting me straight on, but now I got my brother. This is the guru of all gurus, the brand man of all brand men. He is a man among boys in this field. And I'm telling you, teachers, educators, principals, superintendents, board members, board presidents, you are going to be in for a treat today because my brother, Justin Dunn, is on the couch with me, and we're getting ready to unpack and unlock some free game that y'all only gonna be able to get here at the Brand A Marketing Podcast. Would y'all just give a little virtual shout out to my man, J Dunn? What's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's
I love
going
that
on?
intro.
Chicago born. He's a kid from Chi-Town.
Yes, sir.
I said, what up, though? And I put the camera on. He was like, what's good?
Hey,
Man, thank you so much for coming.
my pleasure. My
This
pleasure.
is going to be an incredible conversation because we just want to help elevate charter schools. I mean, yeah, we work with public schools as well and some private schools, but charter schools are kind of a little easier, in my opinion, to kind of work with. And so y'all have my heart. So talk about, I want to just unleash you because you are a well
Yeah.
of information. And I want you to drop that bucket deep and we're going to pull it back up and we're going to sip from the well that never runs dry. Talk to us about branding, Jay.
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. And I mean, I geek out on this word brand and branding all the
Yeah.
time. But essentially, everybody has their own definition. It's a subjective word, but at the end of the day, if you asked me what the term or the word brand means,
Yeah.
in its simplest form, is just a shortcut for the brain.
A shortcut for the brain.
Yes, right?
Ooh.
When I say the word phone, what's the first brand you think of?
iPhone
When I say the word
or
shoe,
Apple. Yeah.
yeah, when I say shoe,
Shoe, Nike.
car,
Yeah, right now my wife wants that Navigator, so Lincoln.
that's in your head. I can keep going
Yeah.
on and on and on and on, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the moment you hear, see, read, whatever words you see, hear, read, a certain brand pops up.
If I could just pause you right there, because
Okay.
this is so good that you've even gone down this path. Because you're like, when I give talks, I tell people, when you hear the name Michael Jordan, you immediately think of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear the name Tiger Woods, you immediately think of
Golf.
golf.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear the word McDonald's, you immediately think of fast food. And I tell people, what do they think of when they hear your name?
Yep.
And so for all of our educators and institutions out there, what do they think of when they hear the name of your school?
So good.
Do they think, crime infested? Does safety need to be a part of that brand? Do they think nurturing? So
Yeah.
I just think what you said, a shortcut to the brain,
Yeah.
that's what we are in, that's what we're in engaging you in to unpack. So
Yeah.
that's good. Keep going, man. My goodness.
And even on top of what you want to be, or what do they perceive you as, right? Because I'm gonna get to there. But
Yeah.
the goal is to become a shortcut for the brain for the thing that you do at the end of the day. So when somebody thinks of, when a parent thinks of school, do you or do you not come top of mind? Because I think it's like 80-something%, a person is 80-something% more likely to purchase, to buy from, to join your thing if you are top of mind. If you come first to mind, they are 87% more likely to buy from you than the competitor. Okay? So how do you become top of mind?
This is so good. I would just let you go.
You become top of mind by this beautiful C word that we all use at the end of the day, right? It's content.
Content.
Okay. We are all television networks. I don't care what it is that you do. I don't care if you're a for-profit, nonprofit, solopreneur, entrepreneur, whatever you're doing.
Talk, man.
We are all television networks.
Yeah.
And the television networks that are producing the most content, guess what, are the ones coming top of mind.
This is so good because I constantly run into administrators, people that are running schools, and they say, I don't want to do social media. I don't want to do social media. It's too, I had someone tell me, it's too much, too confusing. And that's what it was a derivative of what you said. But essentially, I told them this. I was like, you have to think about social media as social and media. So you don't necessarily have to be on there engaging and getting in the comments. Now, there is a purpose and a reason for that, and there is some value in that.
Yeah.
But you can really do this thing and approach it from the standpoint of media.
Yep.
Not the social aspect, but the media aspect.
Sure.
Meaning you are just putting out there things that are of importance and values that you guys stand and represent, those distinguishable elements, so that people can understand a little bit more about you if you treat yourself as media. Even if you don't do the social piece.
And do you want to know why that's so important?
Why is that so important?
Because if you do not do it, we are going to complete our perception about you. Why? Because humans need to have a complete story. So imagine you have gaps in the brain about a specific school. Those gaps must be filled.
Be filled in.
And if you don't fill those gaps,
boy, I'm getting ready to run around this couch.
we will
Somebody
fill them
else
up for you.
That's right.
It's the reason why.
If you don't set your narrative, you don't set your agenda, one will be set for you.
We will, because we have to. Our brains have to close the loop. So if you don't tell us that your school is top in math scores, whatever, right? It's the safest, blah, blah, blah. We're going to assume, and this is what our brains do, we're going to assume the worst. Because our brains were designed to protect us from danger. So anytime you meet any new person, place, or thing, we automatically, our brain just flashes red. And
Inside out is happening
anything
in real
new.
time
Yes.
in your mind. Lord have mercy.
Right? And so that's why content is so important, because it fills in those gaps and it gives you more mental real estate.
You're helping people right now. No, and I know this is not a religious podcast, but you're delivering people right now. I'm serious. You're setting some people free because they need to understand that.
Yeah.
And it's going to free them to get out there and create that content.
Yeah.
So that you are now controlling the narrative of your story and not someone else.
Because we most certainly will. We will. We have to. Our brains have to have a complete story. And so
it has to make sense.
And it has to. And so getting back to the media or the television networks, right? The organizations, the solopreneurs, the superintendents, the principals, right? That are really focused in and locked in on creating content that tells their brand story, right? They are the ones that are winning, right? So I alluded to or illustrated with a tattoo gun. Now, I don't have any tattoos, but I understand the science and the beauty of this tattoo and a tattoo gun. Did you know that a tattoo gun is able to jab the skin 200 times per second?
Stop it.
200 times a second. And so I want you to think about, imagine if you were a school that created so much content that you just poked at the brain, right? 10, 20 times more than the competitor school, the competitor charter school, whatever, right? Guess who's going to come top of mind when it's time to put my child in the school? So if you can think of your content like creating a tattoo on the minds of your community, of your desired parents, your desired kids, right? You're going to be, I'm talking about chef's kiss. You're going to be in a perfect position, a perfect position. And the only way to do that, content.
Content.
The only way. And like you said earlier, you don't have to be this organization who's always in the comments and all. Like, no, the goal is to be a thought leader. The
Yes.
goal is to become a brain shortcut for parents, right? When it's time to put my child in a school.
I'm telling you right now, listen, if you're getting this, you need to understand that brand aid marketing is your brain shortcut to all things branding and marketing as it relates to your charter school. And you're getting so much great information that's transformative from our guests here today. You do a unique thing, and I want to jump right into it because I mean I make I'm not hiding anything. Justin is an incredible, not just thought leader, brand expert, but he is also an incredible creative. His creative mind is top notch. My very first brand, when I first started doing this, he created that brand. He got me started, and I mean gave me such an incredible launch pad to go from. He got me thinking differently about tone and messaging and who am I really, and what it was that I was really trying to do and convey, who I was looking to talk to. But the thing that he's doing now, I think, is just incredible. He does this thing called content cardio.
Yep.
Now, if you are struggling, now just you heard that's 2C, content cardio. Now I know some of y'all are ready to turn me off because I use that bad word cardio that you don't even think about in the natural sense, let alone for your business. But talk about content cardio. What is it?
Content cardio is a live content creation experience. Doing this over almost 15 years now, one of the biggest things I see a lot of organizations, brands, period, right? They struggle with content creation.
Come on.
Most of the time,
why do they struggle with content creation?
Most of the time, it's because of overthinking, right? Perfectionism, right? And just putting these apps on this pedestal, and they're not really these scary things, right? 2014, 15 was like the golden age of social media when all of your followers saw all of your stuff, right? But these apps, they care about the bottom line, all right? And so they came up with these algorithms, and then algorithms started to hide your content from your followers if you weren't paying. So
That's
organic,
evil,
right?
Evil.
So organic is not a beautiful just thing anymore. It's not, okay? So people got tired. People got burnt out. People were tap dancing and pointing at words that weren't there yet because they didn't put it in post, right? So people are just tired of these apps, and you get this fatigue, and I understand, right? But these apps are still beautiful, magical, just wands of growth if you do it the right way.
The right way.
The right way, and your way, might I add, right? Every platform is not going to be for you.
That's right.
Every type of content isn't going to be for you. Find what works for you and your process so that you can stay consistent, okay? So I'm seeing all of this, right? People are just sick of just creating, right? And so I said, look, let me start to educate people and say, hey, get out of your own way. We're living in the greatest, this is the quote that pretty much started content cardio. We're living in the greatest, and really the equation is op plus op plus op, OP plus OP equals OP. So op plus op equals OP. And all that is we're living in the greatest opportunity to share your opinion to create opulence.
Wait a minute.
Today,
Break that down one more time.
today
Yeah.
is op plus op equals op.
Yes.
OP plus OP equals OP. Today, we are living in the greatest opportunity
Greatest opportunity
to share our opinion,
to share our opinion.
to create opulence. Opulence is
what is
wealth.
opulence?
Opulence is wealth. Let's get our thesauruses out, right?
Yeah.
Our synonyms. Opulence is wealth, abundance, overflow, right? No lack, right? The opposite of that, right? So we are living in the greatest opportunity. What is opportunity? Social media, technology, AI, right? To share our opinion. And you can get on social media every day and see some amazing people sharing their opinion, their perspective, right? Their point of view, right? And they have an audience. You can also see some of the goofiest people online
I mean, goofy.
sharing their opinion, their perspective, their point of view,
Yeah.
and they're building an audience. So that tells me the people, the organizations that are sharing their opinion, they're going to win, regardless of what you're talking about. You know, again, we said this is not a religious, right? But the Bible says the sheep know their shepherd's voice.
Wow.
So people think, or organizations think, well, people are already talking about that. I don't want to talk about that because they're already talking about it. Well, guess what? They're not talking about it how you're talking about it.
You're going to,
And how you talk
There
about
are people assigned to your voice.
assigned to your
Just
brand,
like
your
those
voice.
students are assigned and enrolled in your school because
Yes.
there's something that their parents or family member saw and felt within your school institution
Yes.
that wanted their kids to be there.
Yes.
They're assigned there.
Yes.
There are many more. There are a lot of schools right now who are under their enrollment goal.
Yep.
They're suffering at a shortage.
Yep.
All because they won't take advantage of that OP plus OP equals OP.
Share your opinion. Yeah. So this concept birthed Content Cardio, where I said, look, I'm going to create a space where you're going to come to an event, or you're going to come to a space, and I'm just going to put prompts up, right? And those prompts are going to force you to pick up this expensive phone that you're so proud to have, right?
Right there.
So proud to have.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Expensive phone.
Yeah.
That is doing nothing, right? It shoots 4K. It does all of the bells and whistles that we need, that these beautiful cameras do right here.
But it's an expensive paperweight, right?
Right? Expensive paperweight, like you said, right? So I'm going to force you to look at a prompt on a screen. It'll say the top 3, it'll say something like an example of a prompt will be 3 must-haves that your child needs to do in order to have a great school year this year, right? So it'll say something like that on the board. Now you look at that on the board, on the screen, and I'll just put a 5-minute clock, and you'll see the 5-minute clock next to the prompt, and that does something to you. And I tell you, hey, go make that video right now.
All right, so you didn't know this, and those of you who are watching, you definitely don't know it because it just came to my head. Let's do a live Content Cardio segment for our listening audience.
Let's do it.
You give me the prompt. I'm going to be the superintendent or the principal.
Perfect.
And I'm going to, and we're going. This is unplanned road, y'all. And we're going to do it right now to show you how easy it is to start taking that expensive paperweight and creating some content. Let's go.
All right. So we just got back to, we back to school, right?
We are back. Well, a lot of schools are back to school, but the rest of them go back in 3 days.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, let's just show the top 2 things to get your child ready for week 1 of school.
Got it. Oh yeah.
All right.
All right. So at that point I'll pull out my camera.
Yeah.
And I would say, hey, the top 2 things to get your child ready for a brand new school year. Number 1, wash they behind. No, I'm just kidding. Don't sing your kids. Don't send your kids to school
I mean-
dirty. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
mean,
that really could be what.
hey, that's
I mean,
that's a bonus. We're gonna leave that.
yeah. All right. So number one, school supplies. Anytime you get ready to go into an environment, you want to have the supplies to succeed in that environment. You want to have the resources to pull from. Number two, this don't cost you any money. Just make sure the kid has a good attitude. Make sure they come prepared, ready to go to their next level of learning.
Yep.
Just like that.
And that's it.
And I mean, you could save that, upload it,
Yep.
and there it is right there.
And there it is.
And even if you do say, make sure they wash their behind, you might get people to just laugh at that.
Yeah,
and they like that because that's your personality.
Yep, and you probably will create a memory in their heads, and they're going to think about, man, that principal was funny, right? I like that principal, and then you're going to attract a certain type of audience. So the point is to be human.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, don't be a robot, just be human.
You know, this is so good. I mean, I hope y'all are enjoying this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button or whatever platform that you're consuming this on. But I got to say this because a lot of our educators, you know, the man and the institution right now is Ron Clark. Ron Clark and Ron Clark Academy down in Georgia. I've been there. I've been to the Ron Clark experience. It's amazing. It's
Nice.
It's mind blowing. And I mean, it's captivating.
Nice.
And so there is a lot to be had there, but you all see what's going on with Ron Clark. He is their social media game is on point. You get to feel, know, like, and trust his character and his personality.
Yeah.
Listen, Ron Clark is no different than you. He's taking the steps at putting himself out there.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there too. Let that brand speak loud in this age.
And you said the word that I love so much, right? It's trust.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we do what we do. We buy the things we buy, right? We go to places we go because of trust. What's crazy is trust is all around us. We're sitting on a couch right now, trusting that the manufacturer
Come on.
built this thing right
To hold us up. My God.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. And so I want.
And hold on.
Go ahead.
Didn't give two thoughts about it.
You want to know a crazier one?
Plop right down.
Do you ever see the pilot when you walking on your plane?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Like, do you question their credentials?
No. Wow.
That's the craziest one of all.
Wow.
We just walk right on, wave,
Get that seat.
and go sit down and
My
trust
Ah,
that they know what they're doing.
trust is always around us.
It's always, right?
That's good.
And so at the end of the day, the reason why you're understaffed, while you're under-enrolled, right, is because of trust. And so everything we do to generate or cultivate trust. And the brands that are showing up more have an opportunity to gain and build trust. The brands that are not, we're just going to assume the worst because that's what our brains do. And I have this thing that I called how to steal trust, right? STEAL. Like, I'm writing a book right now about stealing trust. Obviously not the goofy, nasty way, but in a way that makes somebody be like, I just met you, but I, for some reason, trust you, right? And it's an equation that I use called, it's the I, mind, heart framework, okay? So
You're like the guru of these little equations.
I really-
OP plus OP
Yeah.
equals OP.
I'm a framework teacher.
I plus
Mind
plus
plus
heart.
heart, okay? So
Okay.
this is the equation to steal trust.
I love a good
ethically,
listen.
ethically.
You're hearing from the kid from Chicago.
Yes.
Right here on the Brand A Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Devin Goff. This is Justin Dunn. He's getting ready to give us the framework
Yeah,
to
Stealing trust.
Stealing trust.
stealing
Go.
trust. Getting a stranger to buy anything that you're selling, okay? The first thing you have to do is engage the I, okay?
Okay.
85% of the things we buy, enroll in, admit ourselves to is because of sight. All right? So the first stage instilling trust from a stranger, getting a stranger to be like, I just met you, but I love you, is to engage the eye. That's the first step.
And I always tell people hear with their eyes first.
Exactly. Right. I say eat with their eyes first, right?
Yeah.
Before you ever
Yep.
actually eat the food,
That's
you
true.
eat with your eyes. So the first one is engage the eye.
Engage the eye.
The second one is massage the mind.
Massage the mind. Do y'all hear this alliteration? I know some of you educators out there are hearing this. Engage the eye, E.
Yeah.
Massage the mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
So what words are you going to use to get somebody to sit up in their seat and be like,
and relax.
tell me more,
Oh,
right?
this is so good.
If you can communicate in a way that gets somebody to be like, yes, okay, tell me more, let me learn more, give me what you got, right? You're actually massaging the mind and it feels so good. Most people don't know how to use the correct communication, that's why messaging is so important in your marketing strategy, right? To attract the right type of audience you're trying to attract.
I tell our schools all the time that we're so fortunate to work with. Every family, every student, every scholar is not the right fit for your school.
At all.
You have to do the work in finding the right fit
Yeah.
customer, essentially, the right fit family.
Yeah, and that makes you, like that ups your perception because we don't accept everybody.
And some of y'all know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
too. I mean, y'all got them families that y'all wish would go away because y'all just took the approach whosoever will because you was hurting and you needed them dollars.
You needed it, right?
But when you really get serious about your brand,
Yeah.
when you understand who you are and who you're called to,
Yeah.
you will begin tailoring your messaging,
Yeah.
massaging that brain to make that ideal family
Yeah.
more in line to consider.
Compel the right ones and shoo away or repel the wrong ones.
That's so good.
When you use the right messaging.
So good.
Engage the eye.
Engage the eye, number one.
Massage the mind.
Massage the mind.
Right? And then last one is hug the heart.
Oh, I got goosebumps.
If you can hug the heart with emotion, storytelling, right? You can get anyone to do anything that you desire, ethically, right? I gotta always say that.
Always
Because
say,
there's
that's good.
There's some goofy stuff going out there where people are still in.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird. Don't be weird. All right. So hug the heart with storytelling, testimonials, right? What are the stories that are connected to your brand, and why someone is so happy, or why someone is in a greater position, right, than they were before they met you, right? Humans need human connection. We need stories. This is why it's so important to share your opinion, share your perspective, because I'm just like you. We're no different. Like, I went through that too. So if you make a piece of content or make whatever it is, right? And if you share a story of a sixth grader who was on the verge of dropping out, and all of a sudden they're valedictorian of their class, right? Because of the environment that you've cultivated in your school, right? Don't you think that's going to make other parents go, oh my God, I need that?
Let me give you an example of that. Where's my camera? This one right here? You see this beautiful set, this lovely couch, beautiful wall, Art Deco. Let me tell you something. As your eyes are being engaged to this beauty, I was at a point of frustration because I knew that I had something, but I just didn't know how to get it out. Well, let me take that back. I knew how to get it out, but I didn't have the time or the capacity to really get it out. And lo and behold, one of my good friends told me about Brick's Room Studio. Husband and wife team who are incredible. I mean, Dre and Kyra, they do amazing videography, photography, and they have this beautiful edifice where you can make this be and become whatever you want to become. And they do it all for you. I now can come in with a clear thought of what it is that I want to do. I can sit down and have a great engaging conversation with Justin, or I can be here talking with you directly, or I can host my Devin Goff and Friends podcast, all because all of the other work is taken care of for me by an amazing group or amazing couple, Dre and Kyra Head. If you need help with your content, if you need help with your videography or photography, contact the Bricks Room. You won't be disappointed. Did I offer the 3 elements? I mean, like, were all 3 present?
All 3 were just present just now.
And y'all can use that for your promo. And
y'all was about to say they got to cut that up.
Next month, my things will be free.
Hey,
but that's good.
What you did there though, and I teach this in content cardio, was you created a hook, right? You came up with an actual pain. You talked about a pain.
Yeah.
You included a story. You gave a cure, and then you gave a call to action, right? Like
no. See, I have to pause you here because I lean on you. I learned from you. You've given me that framework.
Yep.
And at times when I go to sit down, it's like I get mind fogged and I can't do it. But when I just did it, it came out so naturally. I didn't even think about it.
You didn't even think about it.
It just came out so naturally.
Yeah.
So I think that's the lesson.
Yes.
Don't even think about it. Just let what's already organically in you come out.
Already. It's something about when the lens is in front of you and that red light is flashing, people start to lose themselves. They forget. They forget all of the years, tears, and experiences they've gained. And they forgot that, man, I am actually dope.
Wow.
I am actually very good at what I do.
At what I do.
At what I do.
Yes, you are.
And this is the crazy part, right? They don't know that there are thousands and thousands of people behind them who are praying to be in the position they are right now, to know the things that they know right now. Right? Desperately begging to know how you got to where you got to. And so they're not thinking about any of that. They're not thinking about the parents that currently hate the school that their child is in right now.
Yeah.
Right? And
just don't know they have another option.
And guess what? They don't, because guess what? They're not seeing your content.
That's so good.
And for me, this is the trick. This is how I trick myself. I take it personal. I personally wake up every morning and I say, if they don't find me, they're going to crash out. If they don't find my content, my people, they're going to quit. They're going to, like I said, crash out. They're going to take a job they don't want. They're going to do it. They're not going to get to the paradise that they desire to get to. They're going to live in that pain every single day. And sometimes you got to trick your mind into saying, hey, if I don't get up and turn this expensive paperweight on, like you called it, right, and share my opinion, the people that I am assigned to will not find me, and their lives will be a living hell.
Oh, man. I just got convicted. That's powerful.
It's so important to know that there are people behind you. And if they don't find you, they are going to crash out. They are.
I hope you all have enjoyed this. I need to bring him back. I already know I got to bring him back. Tell them how they can find you. Tell them what you have coming up next. Tell them all your stuff. Like name your business. I mean, I know we just kind of just dove into it. Like, I did not do a proper setup, but go.
No. You can find me anywhere. Justin J Dunn, Dunn, Justin, the middle initial J. Dunn. You can get justinjdunn.com, Instagram Justin J Dunn, Facebook Justin J Dunn. I am again, Content Cardio Live is coming to a city near you. I'm planning on doing a 30-city tour. I'm very mad I didn't get invited to Miami. That's another conversation. I'm gonna make it up. Coaching program. I'm always coaching leaders into actually teaching them how to start selling their mind instead of continuing to sell their time. So that is a whole nother, that's a coaching program. Listen, and I'm telling you,
All you superintendents, that's a big deal.
Yep.
And we're actually working on something together
Yep.
that we're going to co-brand and package together to actually have for you,
Yeah.
you, the teachers, brand aid marketing,
Yep.
content card. This is going to be a great thing.
Yep.
So that's coming soon on that, but you need to make sure that you adhere to that.
Yeah.
That's
So justinjdunn.com. You can go there, look at my free stuff. I'm a big fan of giving away free things just to show and prove that I can help you. And again, at the end of the day, coaching program, again, a community, whatever it is, you can find everything there. But at the end of the day, the goal is to become a brain shortcut. And in order to do that, content is the way to go. And again, if you are not sharing your opinion, your perspective, you are literally walking around and really running around with ankle weights on. So my goal is to get those ankle weights off you, get that fear, pick up this phone and share your opinion. Go to justinjdunn.com.
It's been a great episode here at the Branding Marketing Podcast. Again, I'm Devin Goff. This is Justin J. Dunn, and I have nothing else to say. Till next time.